Hey guys, Jimmy Bremner and Dexter the boy, CTOA on the urban trail in the 416 today. Beautiful day today. It's a bit chilly, but I'm dressed really lightly today. This is a catch up, and again, I apologize for not doing content or videos for some time now, but I gotta tell you, the cold and the type of snow and ice rain that we got here in the 416, it's just been miserable. You can't walk on it. It's not good for Dexter because his legs splay out. So I just decided that I just cool it for a little bit, and now we're back. You know, it's funny. I travel in the States. If I'm like Arizona, California, Nevada, what have you. I have to explain to my American friends like the different types of snow. I'm like, hey, we've got at least 5 types. It's not going to take you an extra like 45 minutes to get your vehicle going in the morning. So it's funny, but I got to tell you, as I get older, it's just extremely frustrating. And like I said, I don't like to go anywhere without the boy, without the man here, Dexter. And so we're back, and it's springtime, and I'm going to cover a few things here. I've told you, for people from the 416, the GTA, you understand that there's a coyote problem. Well, Dexter came across this today, okay, and that is the hoof of a deer, and like you say, it's the problem. If you have a small dog, your kids, and you're out in all the the park space we have in the 416, you have to be on your toes and be alert. It's if you're back, your home kind of backs on or is close to these ravines, you got to be having a good look in your backyard before you let your pets out and that type of thing. So again, good indication that we have the coyotes here. There is a cycle of life. They're doing what Mother Nature, that's their job, right? Deer has its job. I guess this one just wasn't fast enough and didn't get away. But again, even with all of that said, on the coyote side, right, this deer, if I didn't stop Dexter, who knows, what contaminants, what virus, what bacteria is on that limb there. Rabies, not likely, possible, yes, but you really again have to look after your pets and yourself when you're going out on the trails. So, like I said, I spent a lot of time in northern Ontario as a kid, a lot of time, and I see more wildlife here than I've ever seen in northern Ontario. It's remarkable. But again, a coyote is not a pet. It's not a dog. It's a predator, and if you're not on your toes, you can run into some problems. So that said, next problem, not problem. This trail that I'm on now, this is our usual OP here. This is a layup position. Got a good view here and everything else. That we cannot ingress in here anymore because of the harsh winter we had. The banks are eroded. There are so many trees that are down, so many widowmakers that are still hanging above us here. So we're going to be using a different trail from this point forward. It's just like we had the bushwalker way here, but again, the river banks have eroded away. There are so many trees down, it's unbelievable. Yesterday, I was on a different trail, and a huge, probably 3,000 pound tree came down like right in front of us, like maybe 40 feet in front of us, and you could hear it. Again, I always talk about listen, and you could hear it cracking, creaking, and then boom, it came down. And I can't find a picture of it, but there's one that it's a pine, so it fell and it caught onto another tree, and that's got to be a 2,000, 3,000 pound deadhead there waiting to fall on somebody. So you really, again, you got to be on your toes. It's easy to get distracted. You know, all the birds are back now. You know, I love watching the birds. So we've got, I can just hear a red-winged blackbird here. We've had cardinals and some woodpeckers, some downy woodpeckers, an owl, screech owl, believe it or not. I haven't seen him, but we hear him, and I use Merlin that identifies bird calls. Of course, we've got crows, hawks, and things. So again, give us another 3-4 weeks till May, and we'll start seeing all of the birds coming back that were migrating. Okay, so where are we now? So really remarkable times we're living in, right? You know, you read about history, but I think we are living history right now. A very challenging time for the world. You know, I'm apolitical, okay? And I don't want, these videos are about the outdoors, but it all kind of comes together. We're always affected by the decisions that people make. And what I want to talk about is name brand gear, right? So you got your Leatherman, you got your Gerber, you know, I can go on, Sod, Fiskars, I can keep going with that. You know, I'm always into like budget bushcraft, how to get you started. So I'm in the dollar store, you would call it Dollar General in Canada, it's called Dollarama. And I'm in there, and they have a little kind of outdoors section. It's actually a great place to get fishing gear, really cheap fishing gear. And they're really good lures and worms, rubber worms and things like that. It's really good. So as I was in that section, I see a package with the Bear Grylls folder, right? And it's like $5. Right? So like I said, well, gee, $5, a Gerber, I'm going to take that. And at $5, these used to retail around $30. And if I paid $5, you know how much it's worth? $2. And I'm talking about Canadian dollars, okay? This thing, it bends back and forth, okay, like crazy. The lock is messed up. I'm not even sure if this is a real Gerber or a counterfeit. If somebody can send me some comments or things like how to tell the difference, but this is a piece of junk. All right, so where am I going? So we're talking about, again, all the, you know, again, budget bushcraft, name brands now because of the, you know, the world economic situation right now and this type of thing. There's a company called Bilberry. It's Chinese, 100%. And they make this copy of a Leatherman wave. It's identical in every way, shape, and form. It actually has a couple options that are better. than the gerber. Gerber's now way above like 120, 130. I think the newest one is over 230 American. These things are $30. $30, right? So what goes through my head is how are we ever going to balance all of these things? Because if a competitor is making something that is better than name brands and like made in North America, made in America, all that patriotic stuff, the other place it leads me is if this is identical, what have those big brand companies been doing to us for so long and paid not much for things? You know, I have good quality tools, and like I said, these two particular knives, okay, and this fixed blade. This is less than $40 for the two of them, sometimes 35. And we have a huge. It's called Canadian Tire here, but it's it's kind of like Walmart, but you know, Canadian, and these are their own brand. And I have to tell you something. This one, the folders are 5-in-1. Everything locks out. 1/4-inch driver. I can change the bits, and if I go back to the Bilberry, it has a 1/4-inch driver, so it doesn't need proprietary bits as does a Leatherman. And this comes with a pack of bits and a pouch to carry it in as a pocket clip. Leatherman doesn't have that. It has the replaceable wire cutter jaws. So I'm going to rock these tools until the fall, summer. Okay, unless I'm on something where I think I need my tractor, my Kuki or whatever up in the Dalton and that series. This is what I'm going to be using all summer, and I don't think I can destroy it. I don't think I can break them, and I think they're going to deliver 100%. And so again, it's very challenging times, but quite honestly, if our manufacturers here, now let me see this. I go to trade shows all the time. That's part of what I do, part of my business, tactical supply, military, police, you know, security. That's what I do. Okay, so I go to all these trade shows, and I can tell you something. Nothing is made in North America. Nothing. It's all offshore, cheap labor, quality sewing, quality work, right, from these offshore companies. But again, they're working for such little money. So I'm not exactly sure how we can right this ship. I'm not sure, because we've become addicted to this you know, cheap labor. But I got to tell you, the quality, the sewers in Vietnam, Malaysia, India, Pakistan, it's unreal. And I'm not seeing it, right? And I think we've come to a big wake-up call now. And, you know, like I said, I'm not trying to be the politician guy. I'm just a dude, okay? But I know what I live every day. And like I say, we got to kind of wake up to these things. I don't need to buy something because it has a name brand. I purchase things that work. Okay? That's it, right? So if you're hung up on name brands and things like that, you know, can't help you. Okay? What you need are things that function. So that's going to be the end of the video now. You're getting more and more content from this point forward as the weather gets better. I think maybe Sunday will be our perch for the hawks, and a little further down the Don Valley. We'll go there and see if we can pick up on some hawks and check out the trails there. But listen, I appreciate you watching and sending me comments and you know, just kind of being a friend, you know, out there. And so that's myself. Look here. Up, no. Hey. Jimmy Bremner, Dexter the boy, CTOA, Urban Trail. Please subscribe, share, notification, comment. Always happy to listen to comments. You know, I know what I know what I don't know, and I don't know what I don't know. So, you know, please send me comments and help me learn and move forward. So that's it. Jimmy Bremner, Dexter the boy, CTOA, Urban Trail. We're out.